Hi everybody and welcome back to some more Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here, and in today's episode guys we're doing two more team versus team challenges in today's episode. So the next challenge that we're going to start the episode with is American Muscles. So this is going to be awesome guys. So it looks like we've got to go to a circuit in the USA, and it's on another naked bike. Now, like I said, we're only going to be using bikes in our garage, so I'm not sure what bike we're going to get to use, but we can use one up to 600 performance points. Now, I haven't raced around this circuit in a long time. I used to love it on Ride 1, so I'm looking forward to this race today. Right, let's see what we've got in our garage. Now, we did use, which one did we use? We used one of those bikes in the last episode. Yeah, we used that one. We're not going to use that again. Oh god, we haven't used this Ducati. I think I'm going to use this. This is an absolute beast. Let's get straight into the race. Right, so here we go with the race. Now, I haven't used this vehicle before, so I'm not sure how it's going to handle. So I've got no setup for it. But looking at the race, oh, we're not the highest performance points bike in the race. Hopefully this will be a good bike. It has got some decent stats. The only thing that's really low on it is the handling, but hopefully it'll be okay. Let's get straight to the race, guys. This could be a good one, so here we go. The good thing about the team versus team, not just that you're doing team events, but the fact you get to use new bikes, you get reward bikes at the end. Oh my god, this thing is huge. Oh my god, look how wide the back tyre is. It's like a proper drag bike. Let's see if we can get a good start here. And oh my god, look at the power of this thing. This Ducati is ridiculous. Now I've managed to pull off, but is it going to be good into the corners? It feels a little bit awkward. Like I said, I haven't used this bike before, so this is a first experience. Let's try and hold it in that corner. Oh god, it doesn't turn very well. It's understeering quite a lot, so the other bikes are going to probably be better in the corners, but are they going to be able to cope with the power of this bike? That's what we're going to find out. Let's see what it's going to be like in this left-hand turn coming up, because it's quite a difficult one. How's this bike going to handle? But you've got such a footprint with a tyre like that. You can really get a good lot of grip with this bike because of the size of the tyre. So you've got to be really careful, obviously with the power as well, because you get a little bit more grip. Sometimes if you power it out too much, it might react really differently and chuck you off the bike. But so far it's feeling okay. I'm having to brake quite a lot to get it to turn into the corners. Oh, there you go guys. See, as soon as I tried to open the throttle there, I got a bit of a reaction at the back. So those are the things I've got to be aware, but we're coasting at the moment. We've just got too much power for the rest of the field. Now, that's the good thing about just selecting a bike. You never know if you're going to select the right one. It looks like we've sort of picked a diamond here. I think this one should be strong enough to absolutely breeze this race, as long as I just carry on and keep on coping with these corners, just taking it nice and gentle, not overdoing it. See, it is understeering a lot, but it's just the extreme power once I get it on the straight is where the other bikes aren't going to cope. But we're going to jump straight into another challenge after this race, and I think I saw it was called Passion 600. So that sounds really good. So that should be on 600cc, and I think that will be a really difficult challenge to choose which bike we need for that race, as I have a lot of 600s in my garage. But we'll get to that in a minute. And again, we've lost a bit of time through those corners, so they've caught up slightly. But as soon as I start powering on this Ducati, I do start gapping the team behind me. But it looks like my team are bossing this race. I can't see any of my team at the back, so this should be a nice victory in this first challenge. I hope you're enjoying these team versus team videos. I mean, we haven't got the highest level teammates, but I think on these early rounds we're doing okay. I think our team always ending up on more powerful bikes, which has been really good. And but you never know, in the next race we may be on level playing field with the other team. You never know in these events. But we will be going back to doing some versus videos where we're going to be pitching different bikes against each other. So keep on requesting them, guys. We're going to get back to them soon. I've got a super bike one coming up very soon, which you're going to enjoy. So that's something to look forward to. Plus, we've got, like I've already said in the previous episode, we've got loads of series coming to the channel very soon on some new games. It's going to be an exciting year. So many racing games for you to enjoy. And we're just gently coasting around these corners, not full throttling it around the corners, just to make sure that we don't lose the back end of the bike. But without a setup, this thing feels pretty decent. I mean, it hasn't got the highest rated handling, and I think in some other races it may struggle, but in this one it's coping with it, so that's awesome. I'm trying not to use any anti-wheelie in any of these races now. I'm trying to push the bikes that little bit more and just get used to trying to cope with it. I mean, some bikes, they're really challenging to try and keep the front wheel down, and we may find that in the next race, but on this one isn't too bad. I'm finding this one that it's quite steady. I mean, you've got such a big back wheel there. It feels very smooth, and just keeping it nice and gentle into the corners, just coasting around there, not really at high speed. But on the straights, this bike is pretty decent. The acceleration is absolutely brilliant, which is awesome. And just looking behind, we've slowed down slightly on this this last lap, sorry. But I think we're going to probably take the victory as long as we don't muck it up in this turn. Get it nice and tight. That's much tighter this time. We've got that front end turned in, and that's brilliant. And accelerate and drop it into this corner again. Just dabbing the brake slightly, not too much back brake because we don't want to lose the back end. But again, it's just absolutely flying. Just trying to get a decent average speed as well. Oh God, we went into there a little bit too fast there. That's cost us a little bit of time, but we've still got a little bit of a gap, which is awesome. Let's try and get a nice line through there. And also, guys, let me know what's your favourite bike that you've been using on Ride 2. It could be a bike that you've been racing a lot on the World Tours, or it could be a bike that you use mainly online. Let me know, guys. It's really interesting, because if it's a bike that I haven't used much myself, I might do a video on it, and I might do a setup, and you know, I like to know what everyone else is using. It's really interesting, because a lot of people enjoy different bikes on these games, because there is so many. I mean, we're getting close to probably over 200 bikes now. It's just so many to choose from. It's really good. They've made a lot of improvements on this game, which is absolutely amazing. And we should be getting to the finish line here. And yes, we do. We're going to take a victory. And that bike was a good pick. It wasn't the highest performance points, but I just thought I hadn't used it. Why not try it out? And it became the one that was going to get me through this challenge really easily. Right, we're going to jump into choosing our reward, because you're getting a reward after each one of these events, and then we're going to jump into the next challenge, and it could be a tough one, guys. So we won that one really easy, but are we going to win the second one? That is the question. Let's get straight into it now, guys. So here we go. Right, guys, it's reward time. Now, this should be an easy pick, because I've already got a Honda Blackbird, so we're going to probably choose the other bike, and it's one that I haven't got, so it's another naked bike to the garage, and I do like the styling of this bike, so we may try this one out in a video. Let's have a look at the stats compared to the Super Blackbird. Oh, there's a big difference there, but I haven't got this one, so the VR6 Black Edition is added to the garage, which is absolutely brilliant. Now we're going to jump into the next challenge on this team versus team episode, and this could be a tricky one. I think it's on 600cc bikes. Let's find out, guys, so let's get straight into it now. So here we go. Right, guys, it's the next challenge. It's Passion 600 on a Super Sport 600 bike, and we have got a few of these in our garage, which is brilliant, and we can take it up to 630 performance points, and we're racing around this awesome French circuit. And if you've ever raced around the circuit, whether you're against the computer and online, it's awesome, very challenging, and plus we get two 600s to choose for the reward, which is brilliant. So these are the three we've got to choose from, and they all have decent stats. So we've got the CBR, R6, or the F3. Now, the F3 used to be my favourite bike, one of them on Ride 1. So I think I may go with the MV Augusta F3, I think. Yes, we're going to use this one. I've never raced this around that circuit, I don't think, but it's a bike I like, so let's get straight into the race. So here we go, guys. Right, guys, this is going to be a close race. Let's have a look at what other bikes everyone else is on. Oh, it's quite a decent matchup as well. There's some really good ones in there. This is going to be a good race. Let's get straight into it, guys. Right, guys, so here we go. This should be really challenging, because again we're racing without anti-wheelie on, and this bike will wheelie up round the corners because it does have some decent power on it. and it's quite light as well. So let's see if we can get a good start, keep that front wheel down, get a nice turn, and that's not a bad start. Let's see if we can take a couple of places, and I think a few of the other team races have gone into the lead. I just clipped the back wheel, that sent me out wide, but can I just turn it in? Now we're not using a setup in this race, we're racing on a standard setup. Hopefully this bike should be alright, and I do like this bike. Like I said, it was one of my favourite from Ride 1. I don't know why, it just happened to be a bike that I used a lot, and I love racing it, so that's awesome. Right, let's just try and get a decent line into this slow corner. It can be challenging. Don't lose the back end. Oh, the blue bike behind me just clipped my back wheel, but luckily I didn't come off. Now I've got to try and accelerate and keep that front wheel down, but I'm doing all right, and I've managed to get away. So the red team are leading this team race. This is going to be more of a challenge. Just try and go into this corner, flip it over, keep that front wheel down, and the bike behind me almost ran straight into me, but luckily I managed to turn it just before he ran into the back. Right, let's get a tight turn here. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and accelerate. Be careful. Keep that front wheel down again. Yes, we're managing to do all right with the throttle control, and we're sitting in fourth position, but we want to gain a place in this section if we can. Can we go through here and get past this guy? No, he's got a decent line there. Let's just pull back and try drive up the hill, and we managed to slip past without making contact, which is awesome. But you've got to slow down into this corner. Be careful, be gentle on the brakes, and accelerate. And again, that front wheel was wanting to come up, but I'm managing to control it really well, and we are into third place. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to the leaders in this race going into the second lap. Slow it down. This can be a difficult turn. Be careful through this next chicane, and finishing this lap off. Oh god, I think them two just made contact, and one of my teammates is taking the lead, so we're doing all right with our team, but mainly the red are at the front, and mainly I think the two other blue bikes are behind it, so we're going to have to make sure we get the better positions. And again, oh god, the back end's pulling around. But like I said, I haven't used a setup in this race, so the bike isn't perfectly set up for this circuit, and I am struggling a bit into the turns, and I have lost a little bit of ground. But let's see if we can just get a little bit slipstream coming up to this slow corner, and see if we can take a few places. Oh god, I've just got onto the grass there. I've just lost it as I was slowing it down, and I've got into there really hot, but I've managed to turn it round onto the curb, accelerate, and I've kept that front wheel down. Yes, we have, but we've got a bike sitting right behind us on our right onto our back wheel, so we've got to be careful into this slow turn here. Try and be nice and smooth, and I managed to take my teammate, but am I going to be able to take this bike as well in this corner? Let's try and dive up the inside. Oh, got a little bit of contact, but I took the better line, and he almost swiped my back wheel. Keep that front wheel down onto the curb, and I'm in the lead. What a pass. I went for it. It was a really, well, it was a risk, but sometimes you can get away with it. Right, let's make sure we don't make any mistake into this section. Slow it down, turning up the hill. That's all right. You can get away with that. Right, slow it into this slow turn, and this is our fastest lap at the moment. Let's see if we can just really push it a little bit more and just pull away from the bikes behind. We don't want any more battling in this last section of this race, especially into this corner. Try and slow it down, get nice and tight, right onto the curb there, making sure no one can come up the inside. Get a nice line into the chicane and accelerate, and now we're going into the final lap. Now we just need to push a little bit more and see if we can take a victory. I'm not sure if our team's going to win this race, because at the moment it's mainly the red team that's in better positions, so I've got to make sure I finish in a good position. I've got to take the first position, and hopefully my teammate may get into that second position, and just hopefully the other two may take a couple of positions in this last lap. We need to have better positions going into the final sections of this race, otherwise we're not going to win the team event, and that's the only problem. You concentrate on your own race, but if your teammates don't perform, you're not going to win the team versus team challenge. So we've got to hope that they do start pushing on this last lap. Now the guy behind me is just called up slightly, so we've got to try and make sure we don't make any mistakes in these sections. Slow it down, get a nice speed through here, flip it over. That's not too bad. Right, just be really good on the brakes into this corner. Now if I had used a setup, I would be finding this a little bit easy, but I want to push myself, so I'm trying to race. Oh god, just turned it a little bit more onto the curb and touched a little bit of grass there. A bit of a mistake there, but I managed to get away with it. God dear, really trying to push this bike as much as I can, but it's not turning in very well. I keep feeling the back end just wanting to pull round. I definitely would have to set this up differently next time I race it, because it just feels a little bit awkward, especially under braking as well. But I'm managing to deal with it for this race, and it looks like we're getting close to the end of the race. Are we going to take a victory? And it's all got to be down to my teammates. Can they finish in good positions in this last section of the race and us take the team versus team victory? Right, last chicane, that's get through there. Now pull a wheelie, we take victory. Yes, I did my part, but did my teammates do the job? That is the question. We've taken first. We must have done it. That must have been really close though, guys. We'll check the results out, but I'm not sure what finished, positions F1 finished. I know we definitely had first and third. Oh my God, level points. So we won it just on the fact that we had the two highest placed riders. So we had first and third. And that's the only reason why we won. Oh, that is brilliant, guys. So we did it just. But are we going to take on the next challenge and win it? Because it's getting closer now, guys. But we're getting to choosing a reward and have a look what's coming next. So here we go. Right, guys, here we go. Reward time. Now, this should be an easy pick because I've already got the CBR 600RR, but I don't think I've got that Kawasaki model. So we're going to add that to the garage. Also, guys, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please leave your comments and please keep sharing the videos and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Everything that is thrown my way. I try my hardest to upload the best videos, and we have got loads coming on the channel. I'm trying to push this channel as much as I can. I hope you're enjoying all the content. Just let me know in the comments below, guys. Please stay awesome, and we're just going to jump in to see which tour events come in next, and hopefully it'll be a good one, guys, because they are getting more challenging. We may have to upgrade our level of our teammates. I don't know, but let's check it out now. So here we go. Right, guys, so the next team versus team event is European Tourer. So we're going to be doing that one and the Desmo Riders in the next episode. Please keep supporting the channel, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and bye-bye.